Hey. Um, Hello.
Hi.
Can you hear me?
Now I can hear you. Now I can
All
hear
right.
you.
Awesome. Awesome. Do you want to sing again?
Yes.
I can't sing. I can't sing. I can't sing.
Modimoria hoboka. Modimoria hoboka. Modimoria hoboka. Ria
Ria
hoboka.
uboka,
Rinterita bela
rinterita bela
wena.
wena.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And of course, I mean, you know why I'm singing, right? You
I don't
know,
know.
was in the
I don't.
church. No, no,
All
no,
right.
no. Ruthandile
Umfundisi ulindwa
re
ngengoma.
Kasefile. Yes, yes.
Oh, am I here as a pastor? Okay. All right. All right.
Of course. Of course. Of course. You cannot take off the coat of your pastoral hoods.
Come on now.
Come on now. Welcome,
Yeah.
welcome, welcome.
I'm
Well,
sorry. I'm really
yes.
sorry for the tech thing. It's first time I'm on a Facebook platform like this. We usually go via, but yeah, thank you. I'm sorry.
Not a problem. Not a
All
problem.
right.
You're not too bad. It's only 3 minutes past 7, so we're still on time.
Please tell people I was here before 7. Please tell them.
Okay, yes, he was here. Umfundisi une integrity. He was here on time. He was here on time.
Gosh.
Thank you so much for joining us. He's not only a
Yeah.
pastor, but he's also a PK, which is a preacher or pastor's kid. He's also an MC as well as a change agent. He goes by the name Vusisizwe. Vusisizwe.
Let me help you. Vusisizwe. Don't fight with it.
Vusisizwe. I've been practicing since last night, but still, huh?
Hey.
This
Okay.
this Setswana tongue, it's
Is
tasty,
that
man.
Mouthtown lingo? Yeah. Okay, I get you. It's okay.
But I tried. I'll stick to Vusi. Pastor Vusi,
No, no, no,
welcome.
no, no, no. Sizwe. Sizwe is fine. Sizwe is fine.
Pastor Sizwe. Pastor Sizwe, welcome. Yes, I meant to say Sizwe, not Vusi. Pastor Sizwe, welcome to the show.
Mello, thank you so much for having me. And I want to give a big shout out to you for your beautiful song, Naledi. I know we're hearing it, some of us, for the first time. I heard it on Radio 2000 where you were given a slot and you brought it on so nicely. Really proud of you. And just like that DJ said, I forget his name. I hope that it will take off. In terms of content production, it's right up there with the best of the best. So,
Thank you.
yeah, you're doing great things. So, yeah, thank you so much. Keep on being great. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Oh man, this is not about me. Come on, why you doing this? Doing this. Thank you so much. And thank you so much for
My
agreeing to be
pleasure.
on the show. Welcome. Welcome. You are officially welcomed. Eh? With an
Thank
ngoma.
you. All right. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it.
So
Greatly
tell me,
appreciate it.
awesome stuff. So tell me, has there always been pressure on you to follow in your father's footsteps? Like from birth in
No.
Jebarai, Sizwe, wena, you're going to be a pastor.
No, it was my own path. It was my own discovery. I think I always had it within me. I remember there was one time my dad they had a church in Alexandria, and we're traveling in a taxi. It's a memory that never leaves me. And I was sitting in the taxi and I was singing as a little toddler. It's a memory that stayed with me. Another one is when I think I was maybe 5, 6. We were playing church at my grandmother's house, Kotembisa. It was raining day, so we're playing inside, and it was just a couple of kids. Ordinarily, you're not allowed to play with the name of Jesus. I'm sure you know this if you've played church. But my grandmother
Absolutely.
encouraged the whole thing. She cut out papers. I was the pastor. She was the granny, the church, and the other kids were the congregation. So, yeah, but go a few years into the future, and it's a path that I accepted for my own self. So there was never pressure. This is who I
Wow,
am.
wow. Okay, and it's Women's Month. I hear you mentioning your grandmother. I was going to ask you later on, but I think I'm just going to ask you right now about the
Yeah,
female influences in your spiritual journey. I suppose your grandmother is one of those.
my grandmother, man. God, yeah, may her soul rest in peace. My grandmother, my mother's mother, both my grandmothers. I've got many grandmothers. Some are still alive, prayer warriors, my mother as well. But my mother, initially when I told her, I remember we're driving, I think I'd picked her up from work, driving home. And I said, okay, I'm going to tell her now that, hey, I said to her, I'm going to Bible school. She was like, ish. I remember the place, everything, go to Roboton. And she was like, no, 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 no. I, and you know, even my grandmother, she was like, oh, mntwanam, uzokhona mara. Because you know, I'm like, you know, they said I'm very sweet and they thought, this one is gonna be abused.
Oh my goodness. Our pastor's
So,
abused. Mfundisi.
hey, dude, it's sometimes the sheep we serve, they bite, right? So, but look, it is what it is, you know, it comes with the territory. But eventually they accept it, and my greatest supporters, they pray for me, you know. So, yeah, my aunts, everyone, it's all good. And happy Women's Month to you and all the women who are watching and are still gonna watch, you know, later on, whenever on YouTube or whatever.
Wow, thank you so
That's not my
much.
phone.
Thank you so much. And
Yeah.
you know, so since the church has moved to online platforms, and we are not physically going into church buildings, how has that
Yeah.
affected your spiritual walk or your spiritual journey? Are you still praying in Fundis? Uyathandaza?
Look, it's never changed. It's never changed. More than anything, it's just been heightened. And I think I've never been as busy as I've been during the lockdown, especially when it was just beginning, when we're like trying to find our feet. Okay, what do we do? Like Facebook. I hadn't been on Facebook for a number of years. Now I must reactivate accounts and whatever. And oh gosh, it was, you know, I'm not a social media person. It's just, it gets too much for me, you know, but I had to jump in, you know, I had to jump in. Um, you know, it just heightened our spiritual awareness. And yeah, so no, it hasn't, nothing has gone down.
Is the church adapting well to the way things are right now, to the
I think
direction
that
that the world is taking?
I don't think it's a direction that the world is taking.
Mm.
It's you know, in the context of maybe I'm not hearing the context in which you're presenting it in. But if it was a Christian person as saying to me in the direction that the world is taking, usually there is the world and there is the church, right?
The world versus the church.
Yeah, don't be, yeah, world versus the church. But I think
Do not conform.
right, do not conform, Romans, right? But we are not in heaven. We're still here on earth, and there are systems that we use. There are channels and mediums. So I don't think it's a world thing, but it's an everybody thing, right? But in the context of the church, I think the people have adapted. So maybe locally in my church, so we've tried to keep to the our normal church time, you know. So if it's 9 o'clock, it's 9 o'clock, you know. So you tune in and you see, okay, bazalwane baitete bako kerekeng. We know the others will watch later at their convenience, right? So
Absolutely,
yeah, but it's
absolutely.
okay, you know. It's okay. I think they're doing their best as well to adapt.
Mm. And just on the topic of church, a lot of people are saying that we are the church, and not the building. So
Right.
what's your take on this? And so does this mean that we are no longer going to go back to the church building? Is there a need?
Yeah. You know, I know you keep on referring to church, but I wanna say that we are no different to the world if you wanna look at it. I've been having discussions with you know, the seniors in our company and other corporate people. And we've been saying that it's so interesting that, people have built buildings. Like, for instance, two of the big banks spoke to people, then they're saying, you know what, about maybe about 30 or 40% of the workforce is not going to go back to the building even after COVID, right? Because now they've adapted to working online. So buildings, it's a matter for everybody, corporate, whatever. But when it comes to the church, we've always been the church. We've always been the church, right? You as a person, that the temple of God, the temple of Christ. But in this context, that before COVID, we're fellowshipping every Sunday or during the week or whatever, and it is encouraged. It is encouraged. From the Old Testament, they would gather at one point or the other. In the New Testament, you see the guys hanging out at the synagogue to pray and whatever. In our context, being at church and whatever. So it's just the times now where we are, they just demand a slight adjustment. The gospel will never lose its power. I don't want to preach, but the gospel will never lose its power. The gospel will never lose its power. It is what it is. From the days of Paul till from Martin Luther, the reformer, till now, so that the gospel will never lose its power. The mediums of bringing it to the people might change, but so we mustn't fuss too much about, we're gonna go back or not. And I would love to go back and fellowship Nabazolwane. There's so much power when we gather together. You should know this, worshiper.
I was just about to ask, what is the importance of fellowship in a Christian person's life? What is that importance? Because I mean, we could say that, because of what is happening, church will take place online, and I'm just going to be alone in my house, you're alone in your house, as long as we're worshiping God. But what is the importance of coming together as Christians?
If someone else were asking it was an unbeliever, I would say, why do you value hanging around with your friends so much? Why do you like hanging around how and what? In the Christian context, I mean, you have to take it back even to maybe to the early church in the book of Acts. You see, Pentecost coming, so much power in the fellowship. So much encouragement, the sharing, the fellowship, community, the warmth. I was speaking to another young person, and they were saying to me, you know what I miss about church? I miss that old granny who'd give me a hug and ask me how, a church is a community. Yeah, there's politics now and then. I think in every family there is issues, right? But if you view it as a family, man, it's a powerful force. Spiritually, I cannot even begin to tell the things that happen to us when we're gathered and we are together. So it is still important. That will never change. That will never change. It's very important.
I love the fact word family, because that brings so much warmth to my heart when I think of church as family, because in a family you have that sibling rivalry, you fight, you get mad at your dad, at your mom, but then you come together again. The love is still there, despite the fighting. That does not take away from the love. You still come back together. You still say, okay, family. After I've calmed down, you go back, and that's still home. I love that word, family. And you mentioned earlier that you were speaking to a young person. My next question is basically, wait, firstly, are you an ordained pastor?
Yeah.
Okay.
Not
so
right
I'll
now.
refer to you as Muruti. So as Muruti,
No. Sizwe's fine.
No, because this question is specifically about, your office as Muruti. What's the biggest challenge that young people, but specifically young Christian people, are facing?
Okay, is that the
What's the
question?
biggest challenge? Yeah.
Sure. I don't think there is the biggest challenge. It's there's a lot of giants in the landscape. You know, they're like David's going out, and it's not just Goliath. There's a lot of Philistines with Goliath, right? So I mean, it depends on the context. It could be identity. I wanna back it up a bit to say that, you know, when we think of young people, Christian young people, let's not forget that they are young people.
Firstly,
I hope you
yeah,
get that, right?
yeah.
There's a human element of them, and then they are also spiritually woke. They've accepted Jesus Christ as their Lord and Savior. So there's this spiritual IQ or awareness that they have, an enlightenment. So, you know, firstly, you know, there might be issues of maybe I gone through phases as a young person whereby you're trying to find yourself identity, you know, kahle kahle ngubani, where do I fit in, how do I speak, do I mimic that person who's my mentor or not, just finding yourself, you know, that walk. There's an issue of also being understood, because sometimes, you
Mm.
know, young people really feel, especially now, millennials are showing us flames, dude. um, you know, special, very special people who need to be
Absolutely.
understood. You know,
Mm.
loyalties are very, so many options, right? I think in the lockdown, what we've seen with the online church, that, you
Yeah.
know, if you're a pastor, don't think that your person comes to your church only. They have an opportunity
Mm.
to go to every other church and check out what
Mm.
everyone else is saying, right?
Mm.
So I mean, there's also the issues of maybe at different life stages. It might be work issue, it might be relational issue, you know, it might be money issues. There's emotional issues. It could be a range of things. So I think it would be difficult for me to say, Guti, I want to have this one, you know, iyo. Back in the
But in your
days,
life,
in my personal life,
yeah.
as a young person, back in the day, growing up,
What did you
I think it
struggle
was
with?
peer pressure.
Okay.
Peer pressure, and it might sound, yeah, there peer pressure, but peer pressure in a sense of, um, I think I got woke quite early into who I
Okay.
am and where I'm going, you know.
Okay.
But even within the Christian context of my buddies, my besties, right? Some of them are still my friends, my besties now, my brothers. There was a time where it'd be like, hey, dude, you think you're too cool, man. You know, why can't you go to the street bash with us? It was, the street bash, you
Yeah.
know, why don't you want to go to the street bash with us? I'm like, no, man, we've got an all night prayer. Yeah, but like, you know, Lorona, we're still saved. I mean, come on, let's go. You
Mm.
know, and it
Mm.
would play itself out in multiple ways. Whether
Mm.
it's maybe, you know, hey, dude, there's a girl that likes you. Hey, Christian, you know, come on, you
Mm.
know. So, you know, having to stand my ground on things that I firmly believed in then and not being swayed to the left or to the right. So yeah, you know, the peer pressure was there, you know, in that identity process. But thank God I made it.
Definitely.
Well, we're still
And
walking.
having
It's still tough. It's still tough. It's still tough.
it's still
Haven't made
tough.
it yet.
It's
We
still
haven't reached
tough.
the promised land yet. Yeah.
You still need God, huh? The grace daily.
Emuna, yo, there's that song. When you're a church girl, I need you. Oh Lord, I need you. Every hour I need you.
No, absolutely. We all
Yeah.
definitely need him. Speaking of
Oh
needing him,
yes, we
man,
do.
there's times when you pray, ne? And then
Yeah.
man, man, that prayer, that thing, that like this prayer, it's not getting there. Um,
Yeah.
when you are feeling like that, what do you do to draw closer to God, to move and to begin to? I'm thinking, especially now, got lockdown with people not going to church during the week and on Sunday and not fellowshipping with other Christians who normally hold them accountable, etc. You might find that the prayer life, you're used to that all-night prayer on a Friday prayer, having to do it at home, it's a bit different. There's kids, husband, wife, all of the things that are happening at home, and it's affecting your prayer life. And how does one go back to that place of feeling God again in their prayer life?
Hey, dude, you know what? It's a get in the closet type of season. Jesus made an example about, the Pharisees who would go out and pray publicly for everyone to see them and whatnot. And he said, you can always just always just shut your door in your own little corner, and so I say it's a behind closed doors sort of season whereby we are waking out our salvation with fear and trembling, just perfecting faith every day. I was saying to one of my pastor friends, because we were talking about it, and say, hey dude, how are you coping? Because you can't, whatever, you just see the church virtually. And one of the things I said to him, I said, you know what? This is a season where umuruti, umudikoni, your worship team, or prayer warrior, it's like almost everyone must plug in for themselves without a mediator, right? And it will be quite tough, maybe for laba bangajwayelanga, but it's just that type of a season where you have to go for yourself and present. There's no more need for a priest. Christ tore down the veil, right? Now ungazingenela nawe. Let me stop. I feel something.
Oh, come on now, don't stop, don't stop, Muruti, because I was having a conversation with a friend of mine about that this is the season now where you cannot depend or rely on anybody anymore. It's all on you. Definitely, as you're saying, it's time for us to work out our own salvation. It's not about the position you're holding at church or whatever's happening at church.
No.
Now it's about you and God in your private space. There's no platform anymore for you to show everybody what you're doing. It's about behind closed doors.
Melo, if oh, sorry. There's a bit of a sorry. If you'd allow me, I want to say, I think as well. I was speaking to someone who holds, if you like, an executive position in churches, different churches, and I was saying to them, you know what? This time has been good for you. Why? Because you can actually just calm down, because you're very busy on Sundays. You have to get the production right. Muruti wants his water here at this time, whatever. And for you, it's you're like a director and whatever. Sit down and focus and just sit at the feet of Jesus for yourself, So it's been help to many of us, even pastors. I don't want to lie. I promise you, I don't want to lie. No preaching engagements, nothing. If there is, it's virtual. You can do it and then go back to your family. Within a minute, you're in the next room.
Yeah. And no, and I'm just thinking of the long line at my church after church on a Sunday. For Muruti and Mamuruti, all of us, we are there in the line. We've got complaints, we've got testimonies, we've got requests,
okay,
and obviously during the week as well, they have to be in the church. So I'm sure they also, all the pastors are enjoying this time to spend with their families and to spend in the presence of God.
Trust me, they are. No, not at all. Hey, it's not that they are burdens. It's not. No. They're not burdens at all. This is what we live for. It's our calling. It's our purpose. It's not about anything else. It's about serving the people of God. Most of all, we're not. I don't want to go there, but I know there's strange things that have crept into the church in terms of how we treat Baruti. But most of all, we there's a book that I read by John Piper. It says, brothers, we are not professionals, we are shepherds.
Wow, wow, wow.
Yeah.
Um,
So no,
earlier
people are
on,
not a burden.
earlier on, earlier on, you spoke about identity being one of the issues that young people are faced with. Have you found your identity? Have you found yourself? Are you in a space now where you're like, yeah, now I know who I am fully?
As a Christian, my first answer would be my identity is in Christ. But just to back it up, we've got Christian answers, man.
Yes, not
But
that one, please.
no, so I think my journey's been like an onion, right? Where you peel off one layer, and you keep on rediscovering things, you know. And but the picture is definitely getting more clearer. I'm in a more comfortable space, and you don't arrive at this space of knowing who you are in a nice, smooth way. I was actually praying the other day. I was like, "Yo, Jesus, like, you know what? It felt as if like I've been battered and bruised in the potter's hand, and the potter wants to put you back together
Put you
again."
back.
Can I
Shaping,
get an
molding.
amen? Yeah,
Amen,
shaping,
Pastor.
molding, massaging, hubutuku, but
And then
it's
into
all
the
in the
fire.
process. And hey, dude, I forgot that. Into the
Yeah,
fire,
into
right?
the fire.
And that's the different life stages that I think I've gone through and I'm still going through of really getting a clear picture. But I think the big aha moment, one that I never forget, is when I appreciated my name. I think for me that was the beginning of the realizing of that actually I'm on a journey. So I grew up and I went to Jewish schools and whatnot. So you get there, there's Bo John, Bo Jonathan, Bo David, Bo Nat, and all of these cool Jewish names, and your name is like a Vusisizwe. I actually remember speaking to my mother and said, "Why did you give me that name?" I was very upset as a kid,
Sure.
like of all the names, but like really, really, really. And but when I was, I think 18, yeah, turning 18 on my birthday, I remember I made a speech and I said, "I've accepted my name." And that is the greatest present that I could ever, that is the greatest present that I could have accepted from my parents is my name, Vusisizwe, because the name speaks. It's such and it's so powerful and it's so directional. So
What does
everything
it
that I
mean?
am, hey, when I'm mafikeng, yeah. Um, so it so there's a story to it. My father's name is Vusumuzi.
Okay.
Raise the household, raise the house, establish the household. And then he, in his wisdom, in godly wisdom, as a man of God, is the priest of our house, he said that this one's name, we're going to take it not a bit further, but really further. We're going to call him Vusisizwe. So raise a nation, raising nations. So
Absolutely.
that's what the name is. And in future we're gonna be seeing it's part of the journey. We're gonna be seeing quite a lot based on that name coming up. I'll send you an
Wow.
invite.
So,
Yeah.
so it was prophetic. The children shall be greater than their parents. That's beautiful. That's beautiful.
I never looked at it that way, but yeah, that's it.
Wow,
Yeah.
wow. No, I,
God
as I
bless. God bless
grow,
my parents.
as I grow older, I'm also realizing that names, names mean a lot. and my name
Yeah,
is
yeah.
Tumelo, which means faith.
Oh,
And over the years, I've realized that it's prophetic, it's profound, because I am
yes,
a woman of such faith. It is my faith and belief,
yes,
in the greater tomorrow, in a greater future, despite whatever I'm facing today. It's that faith that keeps me going. So, God bless our parents for giving us
yeah.
amazing names.
Names, yeah, sure,
So,
sure.
speaking of names, in your
Right.
profile, you say you're a change agent. What exactly does
A
that mean?
change.
Agent.
It's in the name. It's um. So it's something that I coined, and I see it quite often. So when I came across the term, I thought, okay, this is who I am, a change agent. So my nature is don't leave the environment the same in one way or the other. Affect and the environment, the people, maybe the systems or whatever. So I don't enter into any space blindly. I enter every space, be it at work, be it spiritually, be it whatever it is, with purpose and with intent that I have to leave a dent, not a scratch, not a mark, a dent. Wabona that dent, Taylor, that's awkward that you can't push out. That one to say that Caesar was
Pothole.
here, yeah, whatever it is that you want to call it, but you can't get rid of it because there has been the norm has been altered because somebody came in, and it's not a pride thing, but it's a purpose thing. It's just who I am. Sometimes it happens unconsciously, you know. If I can just give you a slight example, at work, I've been a bit sick, and there's an old white lady, and she just said to me, "Oh, welcome back. We missed you." I'm like, "Really?" I'm like, and then she says to me something, "Ari, you know what? When you are not here, everybody asks, but where is Sizwe? Because we can feel that you're not here." I'm like, "That's deep. Okay,
That's
okay. I've got
profound.
some."
Wow. Come on
No,
now.
but
Come on now, Pastor.
no, but I think that that's is just what it is, you know. So it's a blessing and I don't want to say a curse, but it's a blessing and a burden
Burden.
as well. Yeah, a burden. It's a blessing and a burden. Yeah, it's a
Yeah.
BB. Nice, nice, nice one, nice one. Yeah.
I have a question here for you. Wow.
Oh, okay.
From
From where?
from from Khomotso Shilubani. Who
Oh,
says
Lord.
Khomotso says, do you ever burn out? If so, what then would be your source of strength? And also, how do you recharge? Hmm.
You are the source of my strength. Na na
Come
na na
on now.
na. You.
The strength of my life.
Yeah. Da 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 da. I
I live.
live.
Come on now.
Okay.
Yeah.
So he is without a cliche. Homonso. Um. Yo. I run to the Lord, man. I run to the Lord in one of my recharge things is going on a long drive and putting on really awesome gospel music. Whatever it is that's in the season, that's ministering to that song for 6 hours, for ministering to me, recharge batteries. So driving out to places, Mpumalanga, KZN, anywhere that is green, just to be out in nature, hiking, and whatnot. And as well, just hanging out with people, like I've got my friends, my brothers, just hanging out with them and knowing that I can just be whoever they knew me as from a kid, you know. I can say something and they won't be like, Pastor, did you just say that? you know, So
Pastor.
they'll be
No, I
like,
get
dude,
you.
if people knew how crazy you are, they would never believe us. I'm like, yes, they will never believe you. They will never believe you. I'm a saint.
Where you don't have to be composed. Like you can just be the crazy you and untsha baiki ya boruti and just relax. I get that.
No shame, but they know I'm a pastor and they accept my calling. They submit to it and I give them advice. But it's just a space where you can be, like, dude, we've got you. And and I think, I'm sorry, I'm latching on to something else, that so many men of God don't have that space. So many women of God don't have that space. So many prominent people or whoever, they don't have that space because they're in a space where everyone is like looking at them and watching them. I have learned that it's so important to find a space where you can just hang with your boys, have your Peter, your James and your John, and go to that place and say, would you come and pray with me? Could you just keep watch with me? Even if they sleep, you're okay. They've got you. They're your boys or your girls. Yeah.
So speaking of traveling, in your profile you also mentioned that you traveled to Zimbabwe
Oh,
and
I love
yeah.
Zim. I miss Zimbabwe
Oh,
so much.
oh wow, wow.
Yeah.
And what exactly do you go and do there?
I go and that's where, when Americans come to Africa and they kiss the
Mm.
ground and I say, oh, I'm in the motherland, I'm in the motherland. Oh, y'all, I'm in the motherland. So that's what I do when I'm in Zim. I'm like, oh, I'm in the motherland. Just when I
Deep
cross
down you're
over Bay Bridge,
Zimbabwean.
I'm like, oh, I'm in the motherland. Oh. No, man, yo, man. So my I love Africa. Yo, I've got such a love affair with Africa.
Mm.
But Zimbabwe is just, I connect with the place at such a very deep level. One of my friends said to me, "When you've got a family in Zimbabwe, you've got like Unali Musadi and the kids and whatever. Why do you love Zimbabwe so much?"
It's in your
It's
blood.
there's just a spiritual connection that I have with the land, and with the people. I love Zimbabweans people. They are too. You could just eat them up. They are so
Mm.
wonderful. But most of the time when I go there for ministry. I go there for
Mm.
ministry. But I think the love that I have for Zim came from my dad. He loves Zimbabwe as well. He's a traveler. He just like loves traveling. So I think I got that
Wow.
from him. So when we were kids as a family, he took us over to Zimbabwe, and I think I fell in love with it from that time till now. Love it to bits. But now I go and do ministry there in Harare, in a place called Chitungwizwa at Dream Life Center. Um, Under the leadership of Bishop Rossi. And then we go and do Chirezi. It's a very rural place. Like, dude, Gumyama, you can't even see your hand. It's quite,
Sure.
yeah. But it's beautiful. It's beautiful. It's a farm rural place. The love people have for God, Melo, Radala, dude.
Wow.
People will walk. Like, there was an old man there who was in his 90s. He walked for about maybe 5 Ks, between 5
Mm.
and 10 Ks, just to come to
Mm.
church. Busiu.
Sure.
Eh, yo. But anyway, Zim is my homeland. Yeah, I love Zimbabwe.
And and with what's happening there at the moment, have you been, how
Always,
has it affected
always,
them?
always. Always. I'm in contact with them every day. I'm speaking to someone from Zim. I've got a
Mm.
local pastor who's grown to be a big brother and really big part of my family as well, Pastor Kumbulani
Mm.
Manzanga. So he's the one who took me over and got me plugged into the network. So every time I'm checking up with him, I'm checking up with the people in Bulawayo, Chirezi, in Harare, how the situation is. And it's not good, right? It's so painful when you see the pictures. The streets are empty and you see, I mean, those police are scary. I've seen them live. You get scared having done nothing wrong. Woo!
Sure.
Yo,
That's
that uniform,
that
I know
look.
it very well. That gray and blue, yo, it's very scary, man. So
Mm,
yeah, but it's very sad to see what's happening, you know. But Zimbabweans are resilient people and they're God-fearing
mm,
people. I believe that in one way or the other, God is gonna pull them through. Their faith is gonna pull them through. They are strong people. They are God-fearing people, and God will restore them. I believe He will restore them.
mm,
Yeah.
absolutely. And so we expect you to have your own church, Moruti, Mamoruti.
Yeah. Definitely, definitely. It's part of what I said earlier. That I said I'll send you an invite. Maybe you can come
Oh,
and be the lead worshiper at church there. Who knows?
wow, wow,
Yeah,
wow.
your auditions
Ale-
have gone well, woman of God. I've heard you. I've heard you. Mara ke bate drama, ne? Please.
As long as when you don't chow the tithe and the offering.
Ish, okay. We can set up another show for that. Okay, we can set up another show for that. When if you have a relationship, limudimu, acknowledge him at the end of the month and say, God, you've been so good. I wish I could give you 20%. If only we could get that, there wouldn't be issues. Yeah. But anyway,
Lord have
um,
mercy.
yeah, Lord have mercy. But yeah, one day it's coming. It's coming. I know it's something I can't fight anymore. But at the moment, I'm ministering under the leadership of my dad, and I'm giving it like it's my own church. I'm giving my best. I'm pouring myself out, um, and it feels good. It's good. It's good.
But are you ready?
I'm ready. Am I ready? Yeah. When the time comes, I'll be ready. It's
Mm,
the software is downloading.
okay, okay.
Yeah, it's filling up
So,
fast. It's filling up fast.
so I just have this one question. The effective fervent prayer. This prayer, is it 5 minutes or is it 2 hours? Can a prayer be effective in 5 minutes? Can it be more effective in 2 hours? Is it about the time that you pray? What makes the prayer effective and powerful? Was it about the time?
Personally, I believe that sometimes we like to major on minors.
Mm,
We've placed so much emphasis on quantity versus quality. You
mm,
know, and you know I think your relationship limudimo as well will help you. Your relationship limudimo will help you not to put a timer on your prayer. Your relationship and your revelation of who God is to you will help you to say, no man, I haven't spent enough time with my daddy. I still want to hear what the Holy Spirit has. Still want to fellowship no more. The relationship. It's He gave me this revelation many years ago where I was trying to find my feet because there were so many teachings about how to relate with God, you know, and excuse me, and I had this relationship to say, I've got different aspects of life. Back then, I was still a student. I was a child. I was a friend. I was part-time work. I was playing soccer and I was doing all of these things. And I was like, ish man, so do I subdivide my Christian life accordingly or whatever? And he said to me, just have a seamless life. Have a seamless life. I am applicable and relevant in all of these circumstances, right? So I have that relationship whereby I'm driving and I am conversing limudimu. Some time ago I was okay. Let me be. Can I be real? Just this
Come
morning.
on now. Mm.
Yeah. Where's the organ player?
King.
F sharp, F sharp. Um, so just this
Oh
morning,
man.
I prayed a prayer and I was like, God, I'm tired. Like I'm tired. We had a conversation. I was like, I'm tired. I'm tired. Yo, Gehatet. It's like, no. There was just a situation that really disturbed me at work. and it really grieved me. And I was like, I know, man, we're gonna talk about this, and I just let loose, just like in the I even surprised myself. I'm like, I hope I wasn't rude. you know and where am I learning that from? If you read the Psalms, if you look at the journey of David, that guy was like hardcore with Mudimu. He'd be in a cave with depressed people, the cave of Adullam, and he'd be real. You're going through real stuff, but he would converse in a real way with God. There's times whereby if you read the Psalms, he would start off depressed. Then there's a verse where he just makes a U-turn. It's like, is this the same person? Then it's like, I will encourage myself in the Lord, and he begins to exalt the Lord. So, your relationship, Limudimu, will inform your timer. That's all I have to say.
Who is God to you?
Hey, dude, who is God to you? Who is God to you? So, 5 minutes, 3 minutes. Hey, is that your best? Is your all? I think it's Yolanda at the altar of sacrifice.
Sure.
Even the tithe question, Melo, even the tithe question, it's in there. How is God revealed to you in the money? Or is money a you thing and no longer a God thing? He says that I give you the ability to create wealth. We conveniently forget it when it's time to begin. How he wants to strategically locate you to ukuqhubekisa izinto zakhe, like like a kid ngipha sweet, and then they count, they've got 5, but they're like, I've only got this one. Anyway, let's not.
And if only that kid knew parent can triple those sweets in their hand, they would give them freely to you.
High five.
High five.
High five. Don't leave me hanging. High five.
High five.
That's powerful.
Yeah.
That's powerful.
Yeah.
That's powerful.
Yeah, no. So as you're speaking, I'm just thinking, if only, we understood that what we are holding on to, God can give us so much more. God can give us so much more.
He's giving you revelations. Come on,
man. Hey, the effect, is the effect of the anointing going through. I know. We thank God for you. We thank God for you.
Touch the screen. Touch the screen. I'm sorry, we're seeing strange stuff these days on TV, but anyway.
Let's not go into that.
Oh gosh. Yeah.
Let's not go into that.
Anyway.
So I'm just gonna go into a segment. It's called 5 questions. I'm gonna ask you 5 questions. And you just need to answer these as quickly as you can.
Okay. No landmines.
Who's your favorite pastor? Favorite pastor?
Tony Evans.
Prayer or worship?
No, you can't make me choose.
Favorite holiday destination?
Why Nelspruit, the whole that place. Flascorp, that Nelspruit, God's Window, whatever, that place, yeah.
BMW or Mercedes-Benz?
None.
Porsche or Ferrari?
Porsche.
Favorite Bible verse?
Job 23, verses 9, 10, 11. I have looked to the south, to the west, to the east. I can find no evidence of you, but I know that when I come out of this, that I will come forth as gold. Wow. That verse has gotten me through things. Yes.
Wow. That's awesome. Speaking of Bible verses, the book of Isaiah 60 verse 22 says, when the time is right, the Lord will make it happen. And I just want to encourage you and everybody else who's watching to say that God is the plug, the connection, the opportunity, the door, and the breakthrough that you're looking for. And when the time is right, He himself will make it happen for you. So your focus needs to be on him. Sizwe,
Amen.
Pastor Sizwe, Pastor S, thank you so much for joining us this evening. You've been amazing. You are great. You are in the world. The world is your oyster. We are ready to see what God is going to do in your life with you and
Amen.
through you. We look forward to coming to the opening of your church in the near future. You are anointed. May God continue to pour of himself upon you. May he continue to use you to touch lives. You are living a purpose-driven life, and you are such an inspiration. I'm truly humbled and honored to know you and to have you on the show this evening. Before we go, I'd like you to look into the camera. Camera one, eh? Yeah. I get we speaking prophetically.
camera one.
The pastor's in the house. The one with the red light. Look into the one with the red light. Yes, Pastor. And just tell the viewers that be great, for if not you, then who?
Be great, for if not you, yes, you, then who? God bless you.
Amen. Oh man, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you to everybody who's been watching. My name is Melom Tetwa. We've been joined by Pastor Sizwe Mahlangu. I'm not even going to try and say his full name because I don't want to butcher it. Thank you so much for joining us. Please do tune in next week, same time, same place, when we talk to another inspirational person who's doing amazing, great things in the world. Thank you. God bless you and good night. Bye. Bye, Sizwe.